Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Again, thanks for checking out this latest video. Today what we're going to be talking about is Tales of Crestoria. Now, I've never played a Tales game. This is definitely the first one I've ever come across. Even though I have heard of it, I've just never jumped into it. So I thought I'd give this one a shot. So far, I am enjoying it. It's pretty simple with some unique features that you usually get in these kinds of games, but what it is just a mobile RPG with obviously a gacha element, which is what makes these things fun. It is definitely turn-based with an element of turn-based combat that you can kind of manipulate a bit to try and maximize the combos that you can get as you go through the game. So I wanted to wait till I unlocked a few features that come across after you've played the game for a certain amount of time. So to start this out, I haven't done any summons except for the initial summon that they make you do, where you get to pick a unit. Word of advice, that initial summon is full of SSR and SR units. So don't pick an SR unit, even if you may like it. It's definitely something that could catch you if you're not really paying attention. You definitely want to go SSR in that scenario. I did it by accident. I was playing and I'm like, wait, this doesn't seem right. And I realized I pulled an SR instead of an SSR and I had to reset my game. Luckily, I wasn't too far in. Another thing I wanted to touch on is the game and its crashing. So apparently some people, and including myself, I had the same issue. The game was just having random black screens where you couldn't see anything in the background, and the game was just crashing repetitively. I've been fortunate that I think I've kind of eliminated the problem after playing with BlueStacks a bit. I'm playing on BlueStacks 4, currently on a PC, and I had to change some settings in BlueStacks itself, which I'd happily share with you guys if you guys are interested. So just comment below and let me know. I was definitely getting pretty aggravated when I started and it kept crashing during one board. So I could definitely get why that would be an annoyance for everybody. All right, so I wanted to jump in here, show you guys a few features from what I've seen. One of my number one tips that I recommend for you guys is to farm XP. So that's the first thing that I had to do, because I honestly, I was just autoing and I was failing some rounds in the first chapter. I'd come in and I'd lose and I'd be like, geez, already? And I realized my characters are just under leveled. So after using some XP potions, which is really the primary way that you level your characters outside of combat, it gave me a boost and I started to blow through the levels again. So I definitely recommend, as soon as you unlock the power-up quests, that you go ahead, you guys have seen these in almost any gacha game, you go ahead and you jump in here and you take advantage of the elements. So you'll start with Kanata, the main character of the story, and he's light based, so you might want to farm light, and depending on who you take in your summoning, you'll probably pick the corresponding element as well. I took light as well. I took Mila because I saw light dark, and I'm taking light dark over any other element any day of the week. Just from history and different gadget games, you tend to lean towards the rarer kind. I don't know if it's actually rarer in this game at this point, but light definitely won. So I took Mila, which you can see over here. SSR. She's been awesome so far. She deals quite a bit of damage. And the thing to really keep an eye out is the number of hits that they do. So the number of hits builds up a combo gauge. So when you ultimately pop your ultimate on whoever you are deciding to use your ultimate with, you will actually do more damage, because every 10 hits actually multiplies the damage by another 10% from what I've seen. Alright, so in your party, you're going to have 4 characters. The game's going to force you to have a friend, which honestly has been extremely beneficial as I've gone through the game at the start, since I didn't summon at all. I still have the start summons that you get from the pre-registration rewards. I was going to do them on this video. And getting those friend characters that are around level 40, 30, 50, 60, 70, so I think 70 is the highest I've seen, has really made it easier for me to be able to farm some of the boards that I've been trying to. So other than that, the missions are pretty straightforward. You get your common dailies. I took care of this already, so let's get her Memorial Stone. Memorial Stones we'll touch on. So you got your basic dailies and weeklies, and when this game released, you really didn't have a chance that you were ever going to finish these weeklies. It just wasn't going to happen. There wasn't enough time. You don't have enough day to do all these dailies. Heck, you're not even going to be able to get all these dailies unless you manage to unlock everything in here, and I haven't gotten to a point where I have raids yet, so I can't even finish my dailies every single day. I think it's pretty silly when games do that. because you don't even have access to these things yet. You see right here? Like, I'm close. I'm at 216. But still, like, I'm not going to get there in a day. That would take a lot of playing time to be able to do that. And when this game was crashing, there was no chance that that was ever going to get done. So, let's go ahead. I want to show you some battles real quick. So, I want to jump into the Phantom Tower. This is the one I just unlocked. I wanted to make sure I had this unlocked before I did this video. This is your labyrinth, your tower that you just climb up. And this one's nice because it resets. It's not just an ongoing thing. So reminiscent of Summoner's War, where you can kind of go through this and get different rewards as you go up. This one looks like it caps at 30. And what's nice is you get a nice little SSR unit at the top. And you also get some decent things here that increase your arts experience. So arts are your skills. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you go through this. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys a quick floor 1 battle. This is going to be pretty straightforward. I just auto select here because I'm using my 4 base units. That's all I have, which will be changing at the end of this video. But let's go ahead and show battle. This should be a pretty quick fight. The voice acting has been really good. The opening, it's very anime, which is always right up my alley. And the videos are done really well. It's kind of like you're watching an anime during certain scenes. So the movie cutscenes have been well done. The voice acting is actually pretty solid. These graphics that you see in this battle are really reminiscent to me of like a PS3 RPG. Specifically a JRPG with how the graphics are done. So I came onto this pretty quickly, and I definitely did like the graphics. The 2D art is a lot better than the 3D art. Like, I can't argue that at all. Which is okay. I don't mind that at all. So, you can see right here we have our basic attacks. And they're actually doing some pretty decent damage to me, which is not surprising because I'm pretty underleveled by comparison. This is the ultimate arts for Mila. You'll see the combo up here in the top right. 14 hit, you got that 10% damage boost, and it's going to go through all the hits. So I got the 20 hits. So I got a 20% damage boost for that last attack. So keep that in mind when you're playing, like how you can combo your biggest damage dealer to be at the end of the combo for your turn run is going to ultimately maximize the damage that you end up putting out there. So I haven't actually had to manual any boards yet, which has been kind of nice. As it turns out here, I don't really have an element to fight fire, I don't think. No, wait, I'm fighting Earth. I have 2 fire units out there. I have 1 fire unit now. But I should be able to handle this. Luckily, Mila is up to like level 40 or 30s, so she's doing some damage. I should really keep track of that more, shouldn't I? But I kind of don't really level my units up manually unless I start to struggle with these games. Because I want it to be min-maxing as much as I can, so I try to save resources to the best that I can, especially for like a summon. I don't want to get rid of all my XP potions. Granted, I've just run a lot of the light dungeon, which has helped immensely in leveling up. Mila, I do enjoy these little interactions that they have at the end of the fights. They'll interact no matter who you have in your team. Like Mila will sometimes interact with Misela here, and they'll just have a little conversation off the cuff, which is always fun to see. So that is the tower, level 1, so which is nice. I'll get some gleam stones here. This right here is to level up your Memoria stones. This is a rainbow XP potion, which gives you a nice shot of experience, and then some decent gold. Alright, let's back out here. I want to show you guys Memoria stones real quick while we're here. So, if I go into my allies, I can go over to Memorial stones, and inside here, you'll see I have a bunch of Memoria stones, and everything else that's here is XP for Memoria stones themselves. So, you could equip Memoria stones on whoever you want. So this Memoria skill, weakness 4, 24% reduction of enemy break gauge. So enemies, when they're about to pop an ultimate, like certain enemies you come across will pop an ultimate, they go into what's known as a break stage, and you have a certain amount of turns to break them. Otherwise, you're going to get hit with a nice sizable chunk of your HP being taken, because it's going to be a strong move. So she's beneficial here with this, because it gives her increased damage on breaking the gauge. And you can level this up, and this will actually go on the unit that it's equipped. So, for example, if I equip this, you'll see it levels up to 20. And we were fine, which is actually daily to do this every single day. Like, I get a nice little boost to this stone, which will then impact that character that is wearing that stone. So, it's a nice little boost to her overall, which is really what you're trying to do if you want to actually get the, you know, the maximum damage out of your team. So you see right here, they're equipped. So when you get these initial characters, they're all going to come with their initial Memoria Stones. Yeah, I think it's a nice little tweak because you can move them between the different characters as you go along. So it's a nice little other feature that you can try and maximize the damage that your team is able to put out there. Or should I say strength? Because defense comes into play too, even though I think all of us like to just burst down the people that we fight. The next thing I want to show you guys real quick. Actually, you know what? I'm going to jump into my summons. So you got your other dailies here. You got daily gold that you can hit on, and you have your basic story that you can hit on. I want to next actually do my summons here because I have tickets that I want to spend, and I think the day's actually going to reset in like 5 minutes. So I want to hit these ticket summons here. So you see right here, I started with 3 of these, so we're going to go ahead and summon 3. The summoning animation is kind of cool. This should give me 3 SR units. Caius. See, it really is. It's like PS3. Like the animation, like it just reminds me so much. I have to see what element these guys are, since I'm not really paying attention to it. Okay. Now here we go. Wind. Kyle. I dig the name. I didn't know I was in this game. Alright, so we got our 3 SRs. I want to... So it's going to give you 3 friend pull every day. Don't forget to do this. It's going to give you XP potions. Let's see. Alright, I think I have a 10 pull here. And I have none here. And I need gems for this one. I already have Mila. So you definitely need dupes in this game, just to let you guys know. To ascend up the your character's ultimates, similar to like 7 Deadly Sins, you're going to need dupes of your characters to be able to do it. So let's go ahead and pop this. Maybe we'll pull another SSR, which would be nice because then I can replace SR Kanata, who's sort of weak. And actually, not even sort of. He's pretty weak. Alright, looks like we got 1 SSR in this. These are all basic units. I am not 100% sure where the basic units go in the play yet, as I haven't played with them. Oh, so this is just going to be a guarantee. You're just going to pull SSR Reed in this scenario. So don't make him your selected summon unless you want to dupe. Which is okay. If you want to up his skill, then that makes complete sense to me. That explains why I've seen people using him too, because I just waited to pull these tickets for this video. We'll pop this one, this SR, Genus. Water? I did need water. We'll skip the rest of those regulars. So, not too bad. And then let's go up here. We're going to go... I really want to be able to pull for Kronos, because Kronos looks awesome. But I need arena summon tickets. It looks like these are going to be around for 3 months, so not too bad. Let's see what the details are here. So the rates, from what I'm seeing, actually aren't terrible. You can see this is the SSR version of Kanata. It's actually not too bad. But the drop rates, 5% for an SSR is high. So high. Like if I have a video here on XS Heroes, and pulling like top tier units there is like 1%. So you'll see right here, the rate doesn't really change too much. If you do a 10x summon, I don't really know what these, I'm assuming it's pity. 1 through 9, these are the rates. On the 10th, this is the rates. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So here you go, the specifics. So it looks like a bunch of SSRs are in this, which is good. And you got a 0.23% chance of pulling them. So let's go ahead. I got enough to do 2 of these. It's early in the story, so I'm expecting to get a ton more of these stones as time goes by. So I'm not too concerned about spending a bit here for the YouTube, because I could use some units myself. Apparently just a bunch of commons. All I got was that one guaranteed SR. Like the animations, even on like the lesser characters, are actually pretty well done and pretty well drawn. You can see some of the ones that they spent a little bit more effort on if you look at the detail in how they look. They look like this one looks a bit reminiscent of like old school anime. You always got your old guy. Got your tank. That was a dark unit. So there's no separate of light and dark in this game from what I'm seeing, except for how they impact. It's still the same, like light is strong against dark. They actually have 4 elements instead of 3 otherwise, with earth, wind, water, and fire. So I got Jade here. Let's do another. If I can pull another SSR here, it'd be great. Odds are slim. Granted, if you do 20 summons at a 5% clip, that should technically math out to potentially 1 if you're playing the odds. But I got 3 SR units here, so I'll take it. I don't want no little kid. Oh, she's probably strong. She got this stuffed animal. I haven't seen or really looked for like an actual tier list on this game yet, so I don't know who's super strong, which is sometimes a good thing because it'll make you play with other units. I think people too tend to get a little carried away. Another little kid. With tier lists, because what it does is it ends up influencing your gameplay. But that's all good. That's all good. So we got one more SR here to check out. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting together like a basics guide for this game. Because I think I'm going to be playing it for a little bit. Since it's brand new, it's actually pretty fun. So far, I'm enjoying it. Games usually don't hook me too often. I'll just play through the beginning and that'll be it. But I'm actually kind of enjoying the story. The story is like... starts off pretty messed up. But as you would expect, the main characters get thrown into like quite the conundrum. And they kind of have to work their way out of it. Alright, let's pull back. It might... Yep, there we go. Give me 1 second. So pretty much at 4 p.m. EST, this game's going to do that. No matter what you do, it's going to pretty much reset the day. So I'll just let this reset real quick because there's one more thing I want to show you guys. Apparently a very small update of 1 megabyte. What are you possibly updating this 1 megabyte? So you see you got all your dailies. I definitely recommend jumping in now due to the pre-registration rewards that are out there. They're given 2,500, so which is a full summon. Rainbow Elixir, which is always good. I should be getting... Usually there's gold here. Also, you have these missions. Don't make sure you don't miss these. One of the issues that I'm running into is, as I'm sure if you are playing on emulator, you may run into it. I'll show it to you guys real quick. But actually I won't. I don't want to do that. If I click chat, generally it will freeze on me. The game itself doesn't freeze, but the chat freezes. And it'll bug out and it says error, not working, and then I have to quit. Not the game, chat. I have to close it. I can keep playing, fortunately. Another nice feature here is the arena. So arena has a multi-battle feature. I can't do anything right now because it's calculating results from 2 days of action. But you can do a multi-battle and it will blow through your entire all your battles right in a row, which is actually really kind of nice. Let's jump back here. Guild, as always, definitely recommend signing up for your guild because you're going to get benefits from doing this. One of the nice things here is that you can actually invite people into a guild. I literally just joined this one earlier today. You can donate items to your teammates and all that stuff per usual. You get rewards points and stuff that you can end up buying in the shop. Gives you coins, like most of this stuff. So I'll come back here and do that later. Just wanted to show that to you guys. So that's going to wrap this up for this video of Tales of Crestoria. Stay tuned. I'll pull the basics, guys. It's going to be a very, very simple guide for those that get a little bit confused on what to do and how to focus their team. One thing I definitely want to say before we get off here is elements are important as well. keep that in mind. Like, having an element advantage is huge. One of the areas that I actually kind of struggled a bit since I took Mila starting out, and Kanata is light as well. I had 2 light characters, so anytime I came up against a dark, all while I have an advantage, I'm also at a disadvantage because they hit me twice as hard as well. But what was nice is I didn't have to worry about any of the basic units doing any extra damage to me because light and dark are neutral when it comes to the other 4 types. So just keep that in mind when you're making your picks. Obviously, go with whoever you like. There's tons of options there, guys. And I'm going to sign off here. Again, thanks for joining me, and stay tuned.